Now Gene starts with The Incredible Shrinking Woman.
Well, our first film is sort of a disappointment for me because when I first heard about a year and a half ago that Lily Tomlin was going to star in The Incredible Shrinking Woman, a remake of that 1957 science fiction classic, The Incredible Shrinking Man, right then I was laughing. That's because with Lily Tomlin's off-the-wall existential sense of humor, the idea of her playing a housewife who shrinks seemed very clever. Unfortunately, The Incredible Shrinking Woman is a very dumb script. Tomlin shrinks because of all the chemicals in the newfangled products her husband, Charles Grodin, an advertising executive, keeps bringing home for her to try. Here's the way it goes when she tries to fix bacon for breakfast while her Latino maid boogies in the kitchen.
Patricia Kramer, The Incredible Shrinking Woman. Más teteas dentro de una hora. Y ahora, la canción más importante de esta semana.
Don't worry about the bacon, Pat. I'm late already. What do you want me to tell Dan? I knew you wouldn't do it.
Vance, I tried to accept the idea. I really did. I just don't want to become another product. I'm sick of products. I'm sick of advertising.
You're talking about my work. You're talking about our plans. How do you think we bought that radio? How do you think we pay for this house?
I happen to be living in a dollhouse, in case you haven't noticed lately. Concepcion, do something! Stop this racket! Bacon! Concepcion! Somebody! Turn off the radio! I'm gonna lose my mind! Somebody do something! Concepcion! Breakfast is ruined!
Hit.
Somehow I thought it would be funnier when she got small, and I thought also the special effects with her would be better. But because of Lily Tomlin's weird sense of humor, I also thought she would also send up a real psychological crisis inside her character. Instead, the people who wrote and directed this movie have made really just a kiddie show. Here's a ridiculous scene where Tomlin, captured by some scientists who want to study what's making her shrink, hold her captive along with an ape. Why an ape? You tell me.
Please tell me where I am!
If you're not quiet, Mrs. Kramer, we're going to have to sedate you again.
Sidney's got another one of his headaches.
If you ask me, he's addicted to pain pills.
Well, he's been under a lot of strain, you know.
The page is a mess. Clean up all those banana peels.
See, saying Sidney in pain. Sidney head hurt. Oh, poor Sidney.
If you ask me, he's faking it. Sorry, now we did teach him sign language. All he ever does is complain. Now what's he trying to say?
Sidney in pain? Sidney heart hurt?
Why should his heart hurt?
It's my guess he feels sorry for her.
Thousands and thousands of dollars, and all we've got to show for it is a sentimental gorilla. Is this monitor working? Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Real cute, Sidney. Real cute, Sidney.
There are whole chunks of this movie that are incredibly bad, like that chunk. And worst of all, we know right from the beginning of the movie that Tomlin's going to be just fine at the end. That's because Tomlin, in the beginning of the movie, tells us she's going to narrate her story in flashback. So, of course, everything must have turned out okay. Otherwise, she wouldn't be around in the beginning to tell us the story. So that kills all the tension in the movie. It's a major disappointment, suitable only, I suppose, for the youngest of youngsters, not for me.
Well, I agree the movie is a big disappointment. I went with great expectations for
too.
Lily Tomlin, who I think is a comic genius. I love her. I adore her. I was really disappointed because I expected the movie to be a masterpiece. But I saw it at a Saturday matinee with a theater full of kids and teenagers, adolescents, and they loved it. And I wonder whether we aren't expecting it to achieve on a real big level up here when, in fact, as a kind of a Jerry Lewis sort of movie, like he used to make 15 or 20 years ago, this movie is perfectly satisfactory, and I think I would recommend it for younger kids, younger audiences.
Well, the only way I come at the picture is not a predictor for the audience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really sitting up here saying what my reaction to the picture is, and I must say that I was stunned by how this film not only didn't meet my expectations of Lily Tomlin, which are high, but also didn't make my expectations for a remake of a very good little science fiction movie made 24 years ago. That was an exciting little picture. This isn't exciting. We got an ape stuck in here. Why, I don't know. We've got Lily Tomlin as a little creature visiting the Mike Douglas show, so we can hear Mike Douglas sing, thank heaven, little things mean a lot.
Little things mean a lot.
I mean, didn't you sit there and wonder, why is that scene stuck in the movie? Technically, I thought it was a disaster. Special effects did not surprise me. In an era where we're having great special effects, I really didn't think this worked.
I perceive that you did not like this film.
Right.
Okay, let's move on. Lily Tomlin starred as the Incredible Shrinking Woman, a movie we both vote no on. Gene thought it was dumb and disappointing. I didn't think it was good either, but it might appeal to young audiences.